happening with the Lions this morning, I think, is more relevant. We find out that they're going to make Frank Ragnow pay back the $3 million bonus that he technically owes to the team because he retired. This is the Calvin Johnson situation all over again. This is the first time that I'm seriously considering, oh my God, this is the same old Lions thing. What are we doing? This guy, Frank Ragnow, played through broken bones, a fractured throat. You know how sometimes the injury report, it'll highlight, yellow is mild injury, red is severe injury. Dude, this guy at one point during 24, his entire body was red. He had neck stuff going on. He had shoulder stuff, knee problems, and he continued to play at an all-pro level the entire time. Was the timing of the retirement unfortunate? Obviously. That goes without saying. We grew frustrated with him for that part of it too, and I don't think he's blameless in this. But seriously, this guy put his body on the line every single game. And they're going to make him pay back this $3 million bonus that he owes. What's going on? Have we not learned from our past mistakes with Calvin Johnson, with Barry Sanders, when they went through the exact same thing when those guys retired because they were so sick of losing with the organization? This one, a little bit different. But still, it's the same principle. You're going to demand this money back. You don't have to. The Colts let Andrew Luck keep $17 million when he unexpectedly retired. They could have asked for $17 million in bonus back. They didn't ask for any. Yet the Lions have set this precedent of, this is the way we operate. This is how we've done it in the past, so we're going to keep doing it. What an awful reason. Oh, you mean the reason that tarnished your reputation and basically burned a bridge between you and Calvin Johnson for years? That one? That history? You want to repeat that? And your reason for forcing Frank Ragnow to pay back the $3 million is simply, according to Rod Wood, well, Barry Sanders paid it back, so we kind of think everybody should. Come on, man. Everyone views negatively of that history. And now, once again, you're painting the Lions as a poorly run, cheap organization that doesn't care about their players. What's going on this offseason, I don't understand. For years, this was great quotes, awesome vibes. You felt great about every piece that was written about the Lions from 2023 to 2024. Or 2022 to 2024, really. And I don't know what's happened this offseason, but clear miscommunication breakdown between Taylor Decker and the Detroit Lions and how that all unfolded. He says that Brad Holmes never really called him. Dan Campbell never called him. He's speaking out publicly against them now. Don't get it twisted. Taylor Decker is anti-Detroit Lions as we sit here right now. Maybe not the players on the team, but the organization he clearly has an issue with and how it was handled. Okay, I lean more towards the organization on that, but nonetheless, something was miscommunicated with the Lions organization. This Terran Arnold situation that's just kind of been a dark cloud over the Lions' head that no one really has answers to. That sucks this offseason. Now this, where the organization is straight up saying, well, yeah, because of our bad history, we're going to continue to do just selfish things. I mean, we're a $1 billion organization, but we're real worried about this $3 million bonus that we owe one of our great players, one of our Ring of Honor guys in the future. We're willing to tarnish that reputation and tarnish that relationship to have less than 1% of the salary cap back into our budget. It's ridiculous. It was really disappointing to read that this morning from Rod Wood, who's on the way out, by the way, who's on the way out due to retirement. He's setting the precedent of, let's get back these $3 million that Frank Ragnow owes us. It's not his money. He owes us that money back because he didn't contractually oblige to his obligations. What are you talking about, man? It's disappointing to hear.
I mean, it's just trying to balance, especially if you're a fan of the Lions. Do you prefer them taking the business approach and doing what's best for the organization, or do you prefer the relationships and the chemistry they have with the players? Because clearly, they're taking the side of the business route. It's a team that needs all the money they can get right now as far as, making moves wise and giving out contracts. Because
what's $3 million going to do, though?
is it worth burning that bridge of a relationship? Like that's the question that you have to ask. Most likely not, right? It probably isn't. Now, if it was a $17 million type thing, like you brought up with Andrew Luck, that's a little bit different.
Of course.
That's something that clearly you probably want to try to work out. And it's something that kind of happened with Taylor Decker earlier this offseason as well. Like there was clearly a situation where the Lions benefited from him not returning money-wise, and they disagreed on that. And that's why things have not gone well with Taylor Decker and the Lions relationship-wise this offseason. And so, Esco brought it up in the YouTube chat earlier. He says, this is a business. You keep taking care of guys that aren't playing or aren't playing up to the contract. The team has the option to cut them. It is a business at the end of the day, and you have teams like the LA Rams who always operate on a business standpoint. They are the most business as it gets. I saw Sean McVay at the coaches meeting talked about, we almost traded Devontae Adams this offseason because it worked out for us for our cap situation. Just like openly talking about that.
Which
the
is,
issue is,
I think that's healthy. They were open and upfront to Devontae Adams, like, hey, we're interested in trading for A.J. Brown, and you'd probably be on the other end of that. At least they're open with him and not blindsiding him.
But the thing is, what they can use to back it is that they have won a Super Bowl. Like, you can take the business approach. The Philadelphia Eagles probably take the business approach too more times than not. Think about all the A.J. Brown stuff that's gone on this offseason. They just talked about moving him because it's best for the team. They've won a Super Bowl. When you have the winning to back all of these business decisions, it makes it so much easier for this player relationship stuff. Well, guess what? We've won a Super Bowl. So we're doing what's best for the organization because we know what's best for the organization wins, and it wins at the ultimate level. The Lions don't have that to back it up. Mm-hmm. That's the issue. So they're operating like a franchise that has winning, that has something behind it to back all of the business-style moves that they're making, when the only history that they have is the tarnished relationships with their star players. That's the history of the Lions.
And now history's repeating itself. Yeah, to your question, would you rather operate like a business, or would you rather, build a relationship with the players and not tarnish that? I think there's a world where you can do both, right? It's not like you have to strictly do one or strictly do the other. And, if you just ask that question individually, I'd say, well, I'd rather operate like a business. But it's weird because Brad Holmes is anyone on the roster. He's like, well, we're going to take care of our guys. We're going to get every contract done. And then when someone retires, it's like, well, screw them? No, that's not how it should be. And the fact that they have a history with Hall of Fame players, Barry Sanders and Calvin Johnson, of asking for this money back, and now they're doing it again knowing what the consequences of that could be, that's where I become incredibly frustrated that they're not learning from their mistakes. And even though Rod Wood obviously wasn't there when Calvin Johnson, when they asked for his money back, and Barry Sanders, the history behind it. It's not like this is a secret. And for you to say as a reason, well, Barry Sanders paid it back, so we think everybody should pay it. Dude, everyone knows that was
something that happened
poorly
30
handled.
Years ago, too.
It's also poorly handled.
No matter how it was handled, that was 30 years ago. Let's move on, right?
No kidding.
Things can change.
There's just not a lot of positives from this Lions offseason, is there? What has happened so far this offseason? We're well, that rocks. Nothing. They lost Al-Quadin Muhammad.
Unless you really love Cade Mays.
They don't have an edge rusher. They bring in someone who's better than Graham Glasgow. Congratulations, anybody would have been. Nothing positive has come from this offseason. You tarnish your reputation with your left tackle. He now hates you. You've got a cornerback who's fighting a legal problem right now. What's going on? When are we going to go back to the Lions where it was like, hey, man, even when we're losing, we believe in this team? Because it feels like not a lot of people believe in what's going on right now. And they're not giving us a whole lot of reason to believe in what's going on because they're doing stuff like this. Hey, Frank Ragnow, thanks for playing 10 years for us, being a Ring of Honor guy, putting your body on the line every single night, every Sunday, playing through injuries, playing at an all-pro level. Hope to put you in the Ring of Honor one day. Can we have that $3 million back? Thanks. You don't really have a choice. We need it back. It's low-level stuff.
It is. Pizza Man puts it great. He says it's back to the Ford way of doing things.
Oh.
And that brings up it brings up those three letters that you brought up earlier.
SOL, man.
It reminds you of that. And I felt like we retired and buried that phrase.
It's like a zombie. It's like
it's
got
like
its hand.
The fingers just popped up out of the dirt. No,
Here I come.
You're trying to put more dirt back on it. No.
It's no. This is just inevitable. We're going to screw this thing up. this is all self-imposed. That's maybe the most frustrating part. Like,
Yeah.
The Terrion thing is not. The Taylor Decker situation and the Frank Ragnow situation that we find out about this morning, all self-imposed problems. The salary cap was one thing. That's financial issues. This, now you're hurting reputation. Now you're hurting player relationship. You got no one to look in the mirror for except yourself.
Well, and like, once again, it'd be so much easier to ask for all this stuff from those guys if you had something to, like, reap the benefits of.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we won you a Super Bowl. Pay us back with this. But they don't have that. So they're operating like a high-level organization, which we can wish that on the Lions, and we can hope that they try to represent a high-level organization, a winning organization. But they're not. Like, they're just not.
They were for a couple of years. It felt like they were always making the right moves, even though they didn't have a Super Bowl. This is just like low-level, cheap ownership stuff. I really wish Sheila would come in and just be like, "What? No, what are we doing?" Like, no, he's going to keep his money. We're not keeping my family's legacy. That was always just this team has their owners have no idea how to run a football team for the better part of 50 years. My parents and grandparents have no idea how to run a football team. That's the general consensus. I was looking to change that. For a while, it looked like Sheila was changing that, right? She hires Brad Holmes, Dan Campbell. Wasn't about, where you'd worked in the past and making sure you had a good hire that won the headlines. Oh, we got someone from the Patriots. It wasn't about that. It was about resetting this culture and doing things the right way from the ground up. And I thought the world of Sheila for doing that and hiring Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell. Now I'm like, seriously, how is this still happening? I know you got millions of dollars laying around. We really can't just let Frank Ragnow keep this money? And he'll probably never say anything about it. He doesn't really talk all that much.
Yeah, he's a pretty tame guy.
But it's just really unfortunate to hear. I can't imagine someone knocking on my door and asking for $3 million.